One of the home screen options available for your mobile app is the Slideshow home screen option. The Slideshow home screen, you'll see here in the preview. What's so interesting about the Slideshow home screen option is the fact that it is very graphically interesting in that it presents a full screen image to the user. And each of the slides in the slideshow has that central image with descriptive or title text overlaid in the upper left corner, a call to action in the lower right corner. The number of dots at the bottom of the image indicate the number of slides in the slideshow. And to move from slide to slide, the user swipes horizontally across the screen. To manage the presentation and to add new slides to your slideshow, you would go into the tab screen. And here you would look in the type column for the home slideshow type and click here. Now the basic tab information is here that you can change and update at any time. And beneath that is where you would go to manage the content for your slideshow. It'll show the slides that are currently in your list. You can change their order by simply clicking on the arrow buttons here, or you can put in the number that you would like that slide to become. You'll also see for the slides their first date as well as their last date, meaning their last date if they deactivate. If they're scheduled to have a deactivation date, that date will appear here. If you want to manage a slide, you can click on Manage. And you can change the content that it will be linked to. You can select from each of the two drop downs what content you would like it to be connected to. If you like, you can change the description. The description is simply so you can identify it in your list of slides so that you know which slide this is referring to. The title is the text that will appear overlaid in the upper left corner of the image. You do have the ability to use HTML markup. So you can see here that we put in a line break. And then the button text is where you would put the call to action. Again, HTML markup is also allowed in this area. Now for your image, we do encourage you to use a 1024 pixel tall by 768 pixel wide image. This is large enough to look good on tablets, but it's also small enough to still upload quickly. Keep the main content of the image near the center, as the edges may be cropped depending on the viewing device's dimensions. And we also, we kind of encourage people not to have text on the image itself if possible, because it can bleed over into your title text that's overlaid on top or the button text, and it can make it difficult to read. If you do have text on the image itself, try to keep it centralized here in the center of the image so that your call to action text button down here and your description text up here will not bleed over onto the text featured in the image. Beneath the image area is where you can manage the first date and last date. So this is the date it will begin appearing within the app, and this is the last day it will appear within the app. And then you'll need to make sure that it's enabled. So always double check to make sure that the checkbox has a check in it if you want it to be visible within the app. If you need to disable it any time, of course you can come in here and deselect this. And once you've made any changes, be sure to click on Update Slide in order for those changes to take place. And that's how you manage the slides for your slideshow.